Have you ever wondered why some people crumble under pressure while others thrive? Why do some individuals avoid challenges while others embrace them as opportunities to grow? What separates a strong mind from a weak one? And most importantly, could you be unknowingly holding yourself back? Welcome to the Stoic Way, where we explore timeless wisdom to help you live a life of resilience, purpose, and strength. Today, we're diving into a topic that might make you uncomfortable, but could also transform your life. 14 signs of a weak-minded person. Before we begin, if you're ready to unlock your full potential, hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to join our community of growth-minded individuals. Let's get started. What does it mean to be weak-minded? Weak-mindedness isn't about intelligence, it's about mindset. It's a pattern of thinking that keeps people stuck in toxic relationships, unfulfilling careers, or cycles of blame and avoidance. It's about allowing fear, doubt, and external influences to dictate your choices rather than standing firm in your convictions. Maybe you've seen these traits in others, or even in yourself. Don't panic. We all have moments of weakness. The key is recognizing them and taking steps to grow stronger. Awareness is the first step toward transformation, and with the right mindset, change is always possible. Stoic philosophy teaches us that adversity is the path to resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every difficulty presents an opportunity for growth. The only question is, are you willing to take that step forward? So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's explore the 14 signs of a weak-minded person and how you can rise above them. Sign 1. The quitter's mindset. When faced with challenges, do you push through or give up at the first sign of difficulty? People with a quitter's mindset often abandon their goals when things get tough. They expect instant results and crumble when they don't see them. For example, someone might start a fitness journey only to quit after a week because they're sore and haven't lost weight yet. They give up before they allow themselves the chance to succeed. Stoicism reminds us that growth comes from enduring adversity. Every challenge is an opportunity to build resilience. Ask yourself, what would happen if I pushed just a little further? What lies on the other side of discomfort? True progress often begins at the moment you feel like quitting. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is the antithesis of the quitter's mentality. Resilience is built through persistence, not through immediate success. To overcome this, start small. Break your goals into manageable steps and celebrate small victories. Remember, progress is often invisible at first. As Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Each step, no matter how small, contributes to long-term success. Sign 2. Missing your purpose. Do you feel like you're drifting through life without direction? Weak-minded individuals often lack clarity about their goals. They talk about big dreams, but never take action. They hesitate, waiting for the perfect moment, which never comes. For instance, someone might dream of writing a book, but never finish the first chapter. Without purposeful action, ambition remains nothing more than a fantasy. Seneca said, "If you don't know which port you're sailing to, no wind is favorable." To break free, reflect on what truly matters to you and let it guide your decisions. Purpose gives life meaning, and without it, we are susceptible to distractions and stagnation. Purpose is not something you find, it's something you create. Start by asking yourself, what am I passionate about? What problems do I want to solve? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Define your own path rather than waiting for it to appear before you. Take inspiration from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who found meaning in the midst of unimaginable suffering. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how." Purpose fuels resilience. If your purpose is strong enough, you will endure any challenge to see it through. Sign 3. Failure to deliver. Do you know someone who talks a big game but never follows through? Weak-minded people often make grand promises but fail to deliver. They might blame others or make excuses, but the truth is, they lack the discipline to take action. This behavior often stems from fear of failure, fear of effort, or even fear of success. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Focus on taking small, consistent steps forward. Words alone are meaningless without action. For example, if you want to start a business, don't just talk about it. Create a business plan, research your market, and take the first step. Even the most successful entrepreneurs started with small, tangible actions. Progress is made through effort, not intention. A person who constantly fails to deliver also erodes trust. If you don't follow through on your commitments, people will stop taking you seriously. The remedy? Build discipline. Develop a habit of setting small goals and achieving them. Each success, no matter how small, reinforces confidence and credibility. Sign 4. Destructive criticism. How do you handle criticism? Strong-minded individuals see feedback as an opportunity to grow. Weak-minded people, on the other hand, take it personally and become defensive. They see criticism as an attack rather than a tool for self-improvement. Stoicism teaches us to embrace criticism with composure. As Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is true, learn from it. If not, let it pass." Not all criticism is valid, but all feedback can provide insight if you approach it with the right mindset. Consider the example of J.K. Rowling, who faced countless rejections before Harry Potter was published. Instead of giving up, she used the criticism to improve her work. Each rejection was merely a stepping stone on her journey to success. A strong mind seeks growth, even in adversity. Learn to differentiate between constructive feedback and destructive negativity. Use the former to build yourself up and discard the latter. Sign 5. Apologetic manipulation. Have you ever met someone who apologizes not out of remorse, but to seek validation? Weak-minded individuals often use apologies as a tool to manipulate others into comforting them. This behavior stems from deep insecurity. Instead of genuinely acknowledging their mistakes and seeking to improve, they use apologies as a means of reassurance. When their apology is met with forgiveness, they feel relieved, but not because they've truly changed. Rather, they are simply soothed by the fact that they are still accepted. Consider a scenario where a friend constantly makes hurtful comments, but always follows them with, "I'm sorry you feel that way." This is not an apology, it's a deflection. Instead of taking responsibility, they shift the focus onto how you feel rather than what they did. This kind of manipulative behavior is often seen in toxic relationships, where one party seeks to control the emotions of the other by constantly apologizing but never changing their behavior. Stoics believe in taking accountability without seeking external validation. If you are truly remorseful for an action, it should be reflected in changed behavior. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. be one. True strength comes from genuine self-improvement, not from eliciting pity or reassurance from others. Instead of constantly seeking validation through apologies, focus on what you can control, your actions and reactions. Sign 6. The obsession problem. Do you find yourself obsessing over worst-case scenarios? Weak-minded individuals often spiral into negative thinking, imagining catastrophic outcomes. This leads to unnecessary anxiety, stress, and even paralysis in decision-making. The mind becomes a battlefield where fears dominate reality. For example, imagine a person preparing for a job interview. Instead of focusing on preparation, they spend hours worrying about whether they will forget their words, whether the interviewer will dislike them, or whether they will fail miserably. This obsession with negative possibilities drains their energy and reduces their ability to perform well. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control and let go of the rest. One of the most famous Stoic quotes by Seneca states, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The mind has a tendency to exaggerate fears, making them appear larger than they truly are. Instead of ruminating on things you cannot control, focus on what you can do. Prepare thoroughly, remain calm, and trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. A practical exercise to counter obsessive thinking is negative visualization. This is a Stoic practice where you briefly imagine the worst-case scenario, but then prepare yourself mentally to deal with it. By facing fears in your mind and developing a plan, you reduce their power over you. Once you have done this, you can shift your focus back to productive actions rather than dwelling on destructive thoughts. Sign 7. Extreme emotional outbursts. Do you struggle to regulate your emotions? Weak-minded people are often ruled by their feelings, leading to impulsive actions and damaged relationships. Anger, jealousy, sadness, and frustration are natural emotions, but when left unchecked, they can destroy personal and professional relationships. Consider a person who frequently lashes out at their partner over minor issues. Their inability to manage frustration turns small disagreements into major fights. Over time, their loved ones begin to walk on eggshells, afraid of setting them off. This person may justify their behavior by saying, "I just have a temper," but in reality, they lack emotional discipline. Stoics view emotions as signals, not leaders. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that while emotions are natural, they should not dictate our actions. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and analyze what you're feeling. Ask yourself, is this reaction serving me? Will this matter in the long run? A useful Stoic exercise is journaling. Writing down your emotions helps you process them logically rather than reacting on impulse. Another technique is the pause and breathe method. Before responding emotionally, take 3 deep breaths and consider whether your reaction aligns with your values. By practicing emotional regulation, you gain true strength and self-control. Sign 8. Running from reality. Do you avoid facing hard truths? Weak-minded individuals often escape reality by blaming others, making excuses, or engaging in distractions to avoid difficult situations. They may turn to excessive entertainment, substance use, or even constant social media scrolling to escape their problems. Imagine an employee who repeatedly misses deadlines but always has an excuse. "My manager didn't remind me," or "I had too much on my plate." Instead of taking responsibility, they shift the blame onto external factors. This mindset keeps them stuck in a cycle of failure and stagnation. Stoicism teaches us to confront challenges head-on and grow from them. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of running from reality, acknowledge your weaknesses and work on them. Face difficulties with courage, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity for growth. Sign 9. The shortcut mentality. Do you look for easy ways out? Weak-minded people often seek shortcuts, avoiding the hard work required for meaningful success. They may expect quick results without effort, whether in fitness, career, or personal growth. They might fall for get-rich-quick schemes, or look for hacks that promise success without discipline. Consider someone who wants to lose weight but refuses to exercise or eat healthily. Instead, they chase miracle diets, pills, or surgeries. Their desire for shortcuts prevents them from building the discipline necessary for long-term success. Stoics believe that true growth comes from effort and perseverance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Challenges are not obstacles, they are the path to growth. Instead of looking for easy solutions, embrace the process. Strength is built through struggle, not avoidance. Sign 10. Fear of change. Do you cling to comfort, even when it no longer serves you? Weak-minded individuals fear change because it requires stepping into the unknown. They stay in toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, or bad habits because it feels safer than taking a risk. They tell themselves, "What if things get worse?" instead of asking, "What if things get better?" Imagine a person who dreams of starting their own business but never takes the leap. They convince themselves that they are not ready or that they will fail. Years pass and they remain in the same unsatisfying job, filled with regret for never trying. Stoics see change as an opportunity to redefine themselves. As Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it. Growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Life is constantly changing. Your ability to adapt determines your success. A simple way to overcome fear of change is to take small steps. If quitting your job seems daunting, start a side hustle first. If breaking a habit feels impossible, make small daily improvements. By gradually embracing discomfort, you become resilient and fearless in the face of change. Sign 11. Holding on to negativity. Do you struggle to let go of grudges? Weak-minded people often cling to past hurts, trapping themselves in negativity. They replay old arguments, dwell on past betrayals, and allow resentment to take root. This not only poisons their present, but also prevents them from moving forward. Imagine someone who constantly revisits a past relationship that ended badly. Every conversation, every thought, and every emotion is colored by bitterness. Instead of finding peace, they remain trapped in their past pain. Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is an act of strength. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reflected on the importance of accepting others' faults without letting them disturb his inner peace. Holding on to negativity only weighs us down, while forgiveness allows us to reclaim our emotional energy. One effective practice is journaling about painful experiences and then physically letting them go, either by shredding the paper or symbolically burning it. This act reinforces that we have control over our emotions and can choose to release negativity rather than be consumed by it. Sign 12. Decision paralysis. Do you struggle to make decisions? Weak-minded individuals often overthink and avoid taking responsibility. They fear making the wrong choice, so they make no choice at all. This hesitation can cost them valuable opportunities, whether in careers, relationships, or personal growth. Picture someone stuck in a job they dislike, but unable to decide whether to leave. They endlessly weigh pros and cons, seek advice from everyone, and second-guess their instincts, only to find themselves in the same place months or even years later. Stoics believe that courage lies in making choices and learning from the outcomes. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the fears surrounding decision-making are exaggerated in our minds. The key is to act with reason and accept that mistakes are part of the learning process. Instead of seeking a perfect decision, focus on making the best choice with the information available. If you find yourself stuck, adopt a simple rule. Limit deliberation time, trust your judgment, and commit to a decision. Action, even imperfect action, leads to progress. Sign 13. The self-pity cycle. Do you wallow in failure instead of learning from it? Weak-minded people often see themselves as victims, trapped in a cycle of self-pity. When things go wrong, they blame circumstances, luck, or others, rather than looking at what they can learn. Imagine an aspiring writer who receives a rejection letter. Instead of using it as motivation to improve, they spiral into negativity, believing they're not good enough and will never succeed. This mindset prevents growth and keeps them stuck in failure. Stoics view failure as an opportunity for growth. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, believed that we should focus only on what is within our control. Failure, in his view, was not a judgment on our worth, but rather a teacher guiding us to improvement. If you find yourself in a cycle of self-pity, try reframing your failures as lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? This shift in perspective can transform setbacks into stepping stones. Sign 14. Shirking the blame. Do you make excuses instead of taking responsibility? Weak-minded individuals often blame others for their failures. Whether it's blaming a boss for a stalled career, blaming parents for a lack of opportunities, or blaming society for personal shortcomings, this mindset is disempowering. Consider an athlete who loses a game and immediately blames the referee. Instead of improving their skills, they focus on external factors, ensuring they never take accountability for their own performance. Stoics believe that true strength comes from owning your mistakes and learning from them. Marcus Aurelius emphasized personal responsibility, writing that we must be tolerant with others and strict with ourselves. When you accept responsibility for your actions, you regain control over your life. The next time you're tempted to blame external factors, pause and ask, what part of this is within my control? How can I change my approach moving forward? Taking responsibility is not about self-blame. It's about empowering yourself to improve. Recognizing these signs isn't about judging others. It's about self-reflection and growth. We all have moments of weakness, but the key is to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. If this video resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and personal growth. Let us know in the comments which sign resonated with you the most. Remember, true strength starts from within. You're stronger than you think, and growth is always possible. See you in the next video.